In today's video, we're going to be using 3 palettes, which sounds like a lot, but if you're a color lover like I am, you're going to love these palettes. This is the Alexis Stone collab with Makeup Revolution. I love this combo. So it's 2 palettes. They actually magnetically connect, so that's kind of cute. The first one in the main palette is the Alexis Stone Instinct palette. And if you love colors, you are going to love this palette. So these are all matte shades, so you have different gradients of each shade, and I love this palette. It is so nice to use when you get all these palettes that have these fun colors, but you don't have anything to blend them out with. And this palette right here retails for $25, which is a lot, but this thing is huge. It is huge, and I honestly whip this out and use it all the time, and it has a very big mirror. Very big. The whole top is a mirror. I love this. The Transformation palette is a whole other story. So these are eyeshadow toppers. So showing you the eyeshadows in the pan will never do this justice. And the colors change depending on the colors you lay underneath of it. It goes great paired with this, but I love to use this for any eyeshadow just to give it a pop of sparkle. They're super sparkly, super fun to play with. You can just kind of say like very duochrome, iridescent. Let's do this one. Now these are very glittery, so you do need to use a really tacky base and a very dense brush. I usually use my finger though and just pack it on top. We are also going to be using the Juvia's Place Magic Mini palette. This is my favorite palette, not because of the name. These shadows are gorgeous, and I love the pigmentation and the formula of Juvia's Place shadows. Now, they're also $25, so it is a smaller pan, but you get plenty of amazing different shades to work with. It is amazing. I love this palette. I use it to death. I honestly try to avoid not using it because I love using it so much. This palette is $25. The Alexis Stone palette's $25, the big one, and this one is $15. They're not super cheap, but they're also affordable considering the market and what you get. So you're not spending $45 on a palette. You're spending $25 on a palette, and you're getting just as good as quality, if not better, with awesome shade range of colors. I have so many Juvia's Place palettes. I love them. If you guys ever want in-depth reviews on any of these palettes, just leave a comment down below and I would love to make a video. Alright, because we're using a lot of colors today and we're really not going to be seeing much of my lid, I'm going straight in with a primer. So this is the NYX Glitter Primer. I love this primer. I think it works better than any other eyeshadow primer I've used, even their original eyeshadow primer. It's a super tacky base that just sticks and grasps to any kind of eyeshadow. I love it. And I love using it for glitter as well. So for $5.99, I mean, you can't beat it. You really don't need a lot of this, so I put it on my finger, kind of just smush my fingers together. So I usually just put like a tiny little amount and then use it between both eyes. Now the product does dry down quick, so you want to be quick using it. Just because it gets really tacky, so you don't want to be like pulling on your eye. I'm going in with Maybelline Fit Me Powder in the shade 15 Light. And I'm just using that as a base for the rest of my eyeshadows. Now setting your base and not setting your base is totally up to you and your preference. I don't like a tacky base to blend shadows on top of. I like a very smooth surface to blend my shadows on. I find it's easier for me. If you're dealing with shadows that aren't pigmented, using a tacky base will help. Alright, I'm taking a blending brush. This one's already stained purple, so it's perfect for this look. I'm actually going to go into this purple shade right here. Loading up my brush and tapping off the excess. And I'm taking that shade and blending it in my crease. And bringing it into my outer V a little bit. I'm holding my brush pretty far back. I'm really just being gentle and easy with this color. I'm really just taking a little at a time and building up that color. Alright, then I'm going to go into the shade just below it. And I'm really just focusing that on the outer V. I'm gonna hop over to the pink right here, the very first row. I'm taking a new brush. This one's actually is a purple brush. The Funko Pop Disney Villains collection. Super cute. So I'm loading it up, that pink, and I'm really just taking it half onto that purple and half on to the bare skin. I'm doing a very light touch with this. I'm just going back and forth. I'm going back with that original brush and I'm going in to the deepest purple shade. And I'm really just focusing this one on the outer edge. These shadows do get messy, but don't worry. That's why I do my base second, because we're going to clean up all the fallout and this line. And I'm really just flicking it when I get to the middle, just to blend it. Alright guys, I'm going to go back into that NYX Glitter Primer and use it as my base to cut this crease. I'm going to load it up on this flat paddle brush. It's a synthetic brush, so it's going to be great for a liquid product. Because of the curved edge that this has, it makes it easy to just carve out the shape that you want. You can load up the product right on the top and just cut it out that way, or you can load it down on its side and just press, and you can really just carve out that crease. I like to lay it down on the center and then work my way out. Now you're really making the shape that you want. Some people, they like to put some concealer down and look up and then they get a shape, but when I'm doing a cut crease, I like to make my own. So I'm going to bring it in the inner corner and really just stamping and pulling. Now this is a clear base, so it might be harder for you to see, so you could definitely use concealer as well. Alright, so I'm going to wipe off that same brush and go into this color right here. This is a purple to blue duochrome. This is definitely one of my favorite colors in this palette. With that same brush, I'm going to load up this product. Alright, I'm just going to pat this on top of that sticky base. I'm going to go back into my crease with that blending brush just to blend out that line. And there was no extra product on this brush. Alright, now I'm going to go in with a flat, stiff brush. This one is also stained, which is totally fine for brushes, it's normal. I really like this brush because it has an angle. I'm going into this dark purple shadow right here. Now I will say the shadow does stain my lids. If that's not a big deal to you, then it's a great shadow. I'm really going to focus this on the outer V. I'm just stamping and making that V shape and stamping and swiping in. And with all these shades, I'm starting with a little bit of product and building up. You can also really utilize the tip of this brush. Now you can go in and make this as dark as you'd like. This is how dark I'm going to go today. I'm going to go back in with just a little bit more of that glitter base, just a little bit more. I'm really just popping that in the middle where I'm going to lay down this glitter. Now I'm taking a similar paddle brush. This one's just smaller. It's very flat and it also has that dome tip. I'm going to wet it down with just some water. I just keep water in a spray bottle. I like to go back and forth on my hand just to get some of that water off. In today's video, we're going to use this white, well, what seems to be white shadow. I'm going to really load up my brush, and I'm going to pack on that shade. I'm going to go over my finger and just pat out that edge. Isn't that gorgeous? I love these shadows. Honestly, we could stop there, but we're already hitting this galaxy kind of a thing, so why not add some glitter liner? Alright, so I'm actually going to go into the Urban Decay glitter liner. I know, for a channel about affordable makeup, but I will say it is worth the money for these liners, especially if you love glitter and especially doing detail with glitter. But these are the best. They have the best one. There was a NYX release of glitter liners back in the summertime and they were great, but they took them off the market. They were only limited edition, so it's really sad that that hasn't came heavily to the drugstore market that I've seen. But I will say these are around $20. It is kind of a high price, but you just use a little bit of product, and honestly, The wand on these is just so nice, and you just really can't beat it. I have a couple of these. I do love them. It just adds an extra spark of sparkle to your look, and I love it. Honestly, I was looking on here for a name, and I do not know the name of this, but it is just a... It's kind of hard to tell, but this is a pink glitter with holographic sparkles in it. Now, these are toppers, so they aren't super like opaque, but they are very shiny and glittery. I'm going to outline between where my lid shadow meets my crease. And I try to do this with one pass. So I go as far as I can with one pass, be super gentle, and just glide it down with one swipe. It's easy to rest your hand on your cheek to do it. I'm going to go back in just for a little bit more because I ran out of product on that brush. It just leaves a little subtle glow. I'm going in with a dense dome brush into the Flower Beauty Trio, and I'm taking this pink shade in the middle. And I'm just popping that into the inner corner. I'm going into this matte white shadow in the upper corner, and I'm just blending out my brow bone. Taking a spoolie and brushing out my brow. Alright, I'm going into liner now, and I'm going into my usual Essence Waterproof Liquid Liner. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and finished the other eye, put some mascara on, and finished my base. Now we're just going to work on the lower lash line, and then we'll be all done. I'm going in with a very flat, small brush. It's a very flat, small detail brush. I'm going to be going into that darkest purple. Alright, so I'm going to tilt my head down and look up and apply this as close as I can to the lash line. Then I'm going to take that blending brush we used for that pink eyeshadow, dip it in that pink eyeshadow, and then I'm going to apply it on top of that purple. I'm just lightly brushing it on top. I'm going to go ahead and rim my upper and bottom lash line with this Essence pencil. It's an extreme lasting waterproof eye pencil in the shade Black Love. Alright, so I'm going to tilt my head down and look up. I'm going to go in with an angle brush and back into that Revolution palette with the matte eyeshadows and go into that black. Alright, I'm going to go into CoverGirl ClumpCrusher in waterproof. I'm gonna put mascara on my bottom lash line. Alright, that is it for this super easy galaxy inspired makeup look. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!